Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. It is December 9th. It's December 9th, okay? All right. So an interesting week this week suggests it's going to be. So you have hearings going on right now in the Judiciary Committee. So they've got the two lawyers who were part of the Intelligence Committee investigation, giving testimony and answering questions. And again, it is just remarkable when you listen to them. It is literally as if you are reading two different books sort of simultaneously, because the stories don't seem to bear a whole lot of resemblance to each other. So that's going on. You have the Inspector General reports coming out about the origins of the investigation into the whole Russia thing to start with. And there's two investigations coming out. I'm not going to get them straight, but the bottom line on either one of them is that they are going to basically prove that this was all a figment of Trump's imagination. And there is no credible evidence, to suggest that there was anything wrong about or faulty about the way that they started the investigation. Now, there are a couple of nitpicky little points that are going to be blown up and amplified by the Republicans, because again, that's all they have. And you've got William Barr, who apparently is prepared to basically come out and say, well, you know what, I don't actually agree with that. So this is how the deck got split as I was just focusing in on Barr. So you have the moon, illusions, things not being what they seem, and, the devil. Okay, so I thought this week I would like to, or for today, I would like to take a look at this week and what this week is likely to look like. There's a lot going on, and it promises to be quite a volatile week. You have the impeachment vote going on later on today. You don't have to be psychic or intuitive to know that there are going to be articles of impeachment. They're going to pass the vote, okay? Because partly just simply because it is a Democratic majority, and it's, I'm sure, going to be a party line vote. So let's dive in, and let's just see what we can find out about this week. Come on down, I have a question. Okay, so the question is, tell us, share whatever guidance and support we can be given with regards to the week of December 9th in Washington and Trump. That's what we want to know. Okay, so this week, hearings Trump. This week, hearings Trump. This week, hearings Trump. Okay, so all focus is on the White House. Okay, I'm just going to back you up a little bit here. Okay, so all the attention is focused on the White House. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes that we're not aware of, and that actually would include continuing information coming into the actual Judiciary Committee under Adam Schiff. So there's a lot going on, I guess, behind the scenes that we're actually not really privy to or not aware of or not being filled in on at this point in time. So there's that going on. Okay, so what you've got here with these two cards is you're going to see victories and you're going to see disappointments. And, you know, we all, of course, want all of the victories to go to the Democrats and all the disappointments to go to the Republicans. That's not exactly how this is going to work. I think there's going to be a little bit of both. Oh, look, there's little Atticus right in the corner. He's so cute. There's going to be a little bit of both that goes on, but the lion's share are going to be for the Republicans. You've got Trump. He's going to be out of control. The anxiety is ratcheting up, and you're going to see more and more pushback from him, more and more insanity. Okay, to digress a moment, for any of you who were perhaps fortunate enough to actually not have to listen or hear this stuff, over the weekend or within the last few days, Trump has made two amazing realizations, okay? The first one was that women in the United States are actually being encouraged to give birth at 9 months. I got no words. The second was this seeming obsession he has with people flushing their toilets. So I personally, okay, I've checked around, I've asked my friends. I don't know anybody who actually flushes their toilet 10 or 15 times instead of once. There is that. But he's decided that this is important and significant and absolutely something that has to get looked into. So that's what you're dealing with, Americans. This is the caliber of your president's mental fitness, his mental state, the substance that, seems to be a part of his life that tends to rev him up and make him, unhinged. That is predominant, okay? There's a lot of that going on, and as a result of that, you have somebody who frankly is out of control, right? All right, come on down. So that's what we're sitting at with right now. Let's continue. Yeah. Okay. Again, divine feminine energy is going to go after Trump, is going to talk about him, is going to say things, and the communications are not going to be particularly fruitful for Trump, okay? The communications are going to be supportive of justice, of law, of the thing, so I don't know, I'm not clear if there's any more cases that either are going to be heard this week, or if there's anything that we're waiting on the Supreme Court to say they will or won't take up. I know the whole financial stuff is still sort of a little bit up in the air, but again, as I said before, it may take some time, but eventually the people who need to get that information are going to get it. Are we the people going to get it right away? No, but people who do need it and require it, they're going to be able to get it. And interestingly, they already have a lot of it, okay? Because some people just, wanted the truth to get out. And so they handed over documentation. There's a couple places where Trump is really, really fighting tooth and nail, but it's not going to go so well for him because you have the sword of truth and you have the Ace of Wands. So you've got communications and you've got law and truth. So these are going to win against the likes of, these ones. So you've got the Devil, you've got the Nine of Swords, you've got the Tower, and you've got the Eight of Cups. So you're talking about things basically coming apart over truth that literally cannot be faced. and money that it can't be hidden anymore, and the disappointment that he is going to experience because there are some things that just do not go his way in the courts. And God Almighty, by now he really should be used to it, shouldn't he? I mean, he hasn't been getting a lot of rulings in his way, going his way anyways. However, so he's going to be experiencing worry, stress, disappointment, and the stressors are going to come from the truth and from finances. And here comes judgment. Okay, so no, again, not surprising. You've got these hearings going on right now. You've got this impeachment vote being cast. I believe it's later on today. So you've got judgment sitting here. So there is going to be a judgment rendered on the White House, on Donald Trump, on that presidency. Okay, and it's not going to be in his favor. The impeachment vote is going to be taken, and it's going to carry. Again, here's justice sitting here. Here are people continuing to look, continuing to investigate what is going on. Secrets are being unearthed, things are being uncovered, and as we kind of know already, a lot of what swirls around Trump is money. It's possessions. It's about what serves his best interest and his higher purpose in terms of what he thinks should be, how his life should unfold. He's really, really great at just denying the things that are most obvious. And because of that, he sort of deludes himself about what is actual reality and what is going on. I mean, honestly, every time somebody says something he doesn't like, frankly, all he has to do is call Rudy Giuliani and he will confirm that the Ukrainians are out to get him and the Ukrainians did this and the Democrats hate him. And so he lives in a bubble. And because he lives in a bubble, when things happen to him that he convinced himself would not happen, like judgment, he just has a way of almost immediately denying the actual reality or the facts. I understand that over the weekend he sent out a text message, I believe it was, where he was going on and on about how successful his meetings were at NATO, how he had all of these wonderful conversations, how everything was just terrific. Of course, he doesn't mention the fact that he was publicly humiliated by his peers and that he picked up his little red, white, and blue ball and tootled back onto his, airplane to get back to the United States early because apparently everything was terrific, but he did feel as if he needed to leave early. Okay? That's where we're at right now. Okay. So the burdens that he carries are significant. I mean, they are. He is feeling literally the pressure. There is a part of him that just wants to, I was going to say pick up his toys and go home, but it's not really that. It's more that just wants to do whatever he can to muddy up the truth, because he's trying to save two aspects of his life that he considers necessary and important for his happiness and his well-being and his success and his everything. So he's trying to muddy the water and he's trying to pad his pockets. Okay, he's doing everything he can in this period of time to not only keep the Putins of the world happy, but to ensure that, financially, he basically has filled up as many pots as are available to him. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, okay, so now we've got the report coming out, that IG report. I think there's two, not clear on that, but reports are coming out in any case that basically are going to show that the origins of the, I swear I can't say that word anymore without thinking the word oranges, because God knows Trump is incredibly well spoken and eloquent. Okay, so the origins of the Russian investigation, they're going to find out that anything Trump had to say about Obama wiretapping him or putting spies in his, campaign, all of that stuff is going to be disputed and denied and basically canceled. Is that going to prevent him from saying something completely different? Of course not, because he lives in a alternate reality bubble. But no doubt the reports are coming out. They're government. I mean, come on, these are government employees. The IG, those kind of people, they work for the federal government. There's going to be a balance, okay? But the truth ultimately wins, right? It's just that simple. The truth wins, and the reports are not going to reflect well on his fantasies and his delusions. So again, you've got him feeling very trapped, not kind of knowing which way to turn, how to turn, because there isn't any clarity on how to kind of get out of this except to continue charging away with his lies and his stories and his alternative narratives. Now, what that's going to do in some ways, honestly, is we're coming to a point where more and more the black and white of the case, okay, the truth versus the non-truths, reality versus fantasy. This is it's going to become continually more and more apparent that you have the fact that the stories don't jive, right? I mean, it's as if you look out the window and the sun is shining and the skies are blue on the one side, and on the other side, there is a tornado raging that's being chased by a hurricane in a windstorm. And there isn't a way to bring these two factors sort of together, right? And so because of that, you're going to, again, see this continual kind of charging ahead with nonsense because the truth is frankly unpalatable. But again, how many government senators, members of the House, how many of those are going to actually say, oh no, that's yet another report that was wrong and that lies, and of course Trump is a saint? Like, you're going to get a lot of no comments, or, well, he has spoken, I have no reason to doubt, the validity of what he says. There's going to be a lot of that kind of nonsense going on, because really, what are they supposed to say? And you got Barr out there who's perfectly prepared to carry on with his little tricks, because he's going to continue to protect Donald Trump and not so much interested in protecting the United States. So this is kind of the interesting thing that you really have to keep in mind when it comes to Barr. So first, he also is backed into a corner, and he doesn't really have a lot of wiggle room here, okay? And he recognizes that things are becoming illuminated that frankly are hard for him to justify or defend, but God help him, he's going to give it a really, really good try. The other thing you have to understand and remember about William Barr, he's trying to get back his glory days of old, where he thinks he was amazing. And one of the reasons that he thinks he was so amazing was because he protected Bush, right? President Bush, he protected him when it came to the Iran-Contra hearings and that whole kind of situation. But in Barr's world, okay, he actually does believe that the president has really, really broad powers. He gives the United States' man in charge all of the leeway that could possibly be granted. It's not that he's just saying this. It's he actually believes a significant amount of what he says. Now, is he living maybe in a slightly different reality too? Well, geez, that's kind of possible, people. But he believes part of it, and so now he's just running with it, right? He's just going for it. Ultimately, however, more and more information, there are more and more communications. They continue to come out. They're knocking down these fantasy versions of what has been going on in the United States for 3 years. And so what you're going to see going forward is you're going to see Trump hanging on to the fantasy as absolutely hard as he can. And you're going to see more information coming out about money, funds. I'm not actually, I think there could be some stuff coming out about the Trump family. And there's going to be decisions made. I don't know if that's this week, but there's definitely going to be decisions made that pertain ultimately to Trump and his finance. Now, whether that's in civil cases, cases that are sitting in the appeals court, I don't know. I just know that he's got a change of fortune coming at him. And it's not going to serve him very well, because you have, again, female energy rising to the top. I also want to say, because I keep forgetting to say it, that female energy, we must acknowledge, is energetically, there is contributions to that energy from all of the enlightened men who are out there, who are, fighting a good fight right beside their female counterparts. So let's not forget them in this equation. They have also played a significant role. It's just that ultimately it's women that are going to bring him down. And that's going to be lucrative and productive, right? It's going to continue to grow and grow and grow until such time that, as much can be found out is found out, and we can go forward from that. Yeah. Okay. So, here we have it, right? More secrets, more lies, more mistruths coming out, becoming clarified by communications, and people literally with, broken hearts. And here we have the two cards that surfaced right at the very beginning when I just opened the deck. So there we have it. So this week looks like it's going to be interesting. Expect a couple of bombshells. I'm not quite sure from what direction, but I energetically feel as if there's going to be more than one kind of tower moment, and possibly more than one tower moment for a few other people than Trump. So there's that. Expect him to become more erratic, more irrational, lashing out even more. He's going to be insulting people. He's going to be making up stories. And I guess it's possible that somebody on his staff might try to tell him that it's actually pretty normal for women to give birth in the 9th month. And that there's no evidence to show that the average person flushes their toilet 15 times. God help us. Okay. That's what I know for now. Again, buckle up, it's going to be just that kind of week. And we're going to continue to feel this sort of chaotic and crazy energy right up until the holiday break is started, right? And I'm not sure what the date of that is, but just expect crazy for a little while longer, okay? So that's it. The other thing I just wanted to let you know is anybody who is interested in a private reading, the information is in that box under my video. I am now booking early to mid-January. There's a lot of opened up then. So if you're interested in getting a reading, perhaps to look at the beginning of your 2020 year or whatever else, take a look at that information below. Thank you once again for all of your support. It means so much. The likes, the comments, the subscriptions continue to grow, and the thumbs up, comments, likes, it's all brilliant. And I thank you for all of the support that I continue to receive from my viewers. So until next time, take care, be well, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.